Alright. Normal shit here. Just how it usually goes. I'm going to be ranking the Owl teams without contenders teams this time. I already posted on my Twitter where I think APAC is going to be including the Owl teams, or including the contenders teams that are available. I think Rhodes makes it out. I think stuff like that. But realistically, this is going to be focusing purely on Owl. Now, my opinion has changed since I made that initial Pro-Am, pre-Pro-Am power rankings, right? So I will have a little bit more to talk about on NA side than I would have alternatively. But for the most part, I'm still mostly going to be talking about just the league as a whole, and I'm not going to be trying to focus too much on NA. Okay, that's the wrong password. Okay. Code sent to my mobile device. Okay. Everything is set up. I'm going to start off. Chengdu Hunters will not be considered for this power rankings. Obviously, if they were, I think based on the buildable roster out there of Chinese players, right, you're looking at excluding Rhodes and excluding the other MDY, which is the other mostly, or if not entirely, Chinese team in contenders. You do have a buildably very strong Chinese roster. You do have a very good buildable roster in general if you're willing to go mixed with Chengdu, which I'm thinking your best bet would be something along the lines of you need Ligue and you need Dia for sure. Those two are locks. For support, you're kind of a little bit stuck. You could go for Recall. You could go for Sanguinar if you're going mixed. You could go for Aim God if you're going mixed. Stuff like that. Coldest, Molly, both still on the market. There is a decent support lane out there for you to get. Coaching is a bit different. You don't have a great coach out there. Tank, you have Odium, who is on Rhodes. If you can snatch him, massive pickup. Otherwise, X-Ray is on the market free. And I must be missing something. I don't know. But there's a buildably decent roster for Chengdu to get without diving into contenders teams. But I just cannot, in good faith, rank Chengdu. Because who the fuck knows, right? Who knows how good Chengdu are going to be, man? We have no clue. I wish I could. I do wish I could. I wish that I could have gotten my true end-of-season power rankings done and ready after Chengdu actually had a roster, but I can't do that with Chengdu Hunters having a team. Because they're just not going to have one until after the start of the season. I can't. I wish, dearly wish I could. And it pains me to not be able to. As for my true 20th, it's obviously Vegas. They're basically down there with the Hunters. Like, fucking, they're not sorted. They're not a sorted team. Paris Eternal, Vegas Eternal, garbage team, garbage system. If they win a single match this year, they should consider themselves lucky. And in their first 6 to 8 games, I'll be surprised if they win more than 3 maps. I'll be shocked if they manage to hit 2 maps. This might be a 2021 Valiant type situation for the Vegas Eternal. Horrible team. I feel no ill will to the players. I feel no ill will to the coaches. I feel very much ill will for the general manager, but I don't want to get into that. Vegas Eternal, zero faith whatsoever. This team is going to be one of the worst the league has ever seen, competing with Shanghai and Valiant of their respective years of horridness. I think after that, the bottom 3 is pretty solid. But I have it like this. I think I'm okay if I'm wrong with the Dragons, right? Like, thank you, Mimi. Hi, Mimi. I appreciate that. I'm fine if I'm wrong about Shanghai. But at the same time, how the fuck can I have any faith in a roster with Fleta Tank, Gangnam Jin Lucio, DM Flex support. Okay, I'll follow you back, Mimi. Jesus Christ. Desperate over here. Like, I can't in good faith put that team any higher than bottom 3. Like, that's egregious. I can't do that. Like, even if this team ends up being somewhere up here, I can't in good faith put them up there. I just can't. I fucking despise the roster that they've built, and it makes me furious to look at. I hate Shanghai Dragons. Just absolutely despise this roster. Meanwhile, LA Valiant, I like what they got cooking. Paintbrush is doing 50,000 jobs here, which is unfortunate, but I like Valiant. I think there's a chance they move up, right? I could see, like, who is my next contenders here? Titans, Guangzhou, Boston. Before the thing that came out today, by the way. Before the thing that people are talking about Boston, I would have them down here. And now we're starting to get a little tight. I guess Washington I could drag down to here. And Seoul Infernal. I think these are the next 5 I'm looking at. I could see NYXL passing all these teams. I could see Valiant passing all these teams. Hell, there's a World Shanghai passes all these teams. But, like, I like Valiant, is my point that I was trying to make about Valiant, right? I could see them moving up to here. With a good meta, with a decent mid-season pickup. I could see it, and I would not hate it. Meanwhile, for NYXL, I have to do this. I have to. I can't do that. I can't do that because they still have Smurf and Twilight. That's the problem with Boston for me, right? The team is destined to fail. They have Striker, Decay, Jidset, Smurf, Lee J gone, Birdring, right? It's one of the most volatile rosters in Overwatch history. Striker has retired 3 times, or twice in his career, or some shit. Decay, the notorious team Ruiner, who they said is their leader, which makes me feel even worse about Boston. Birdring, who is rumored to have been involved with some infighting, verbally or otherwise, in London Spitfire in 2018. Smurf would have retired last year if Toby didn't convince him to keep going. Thank God he did, because Smurf was a madman. Lee Jae-gon is just a feeder. Izayaki looks washed. Twilight was part of that Pagion-led Vancouver Titans roster, which fell apart. And that's literally everybody on that roster. Right? And Kalios tilts and scrims. Like, Kalios is a massive tilter. And Kalios is one of the people I'm least concerned about on this roster. Everybody on the roster has something wrong. Like, if it was 1, maybe 2 people, if it was just Decay who had something wrong, like, if you had built a roster with Decay, Kilo, fucking Assassin, or no, Decay, Doha, Kilo, Aim God, Mag, or something along those lines, I would be much happier about Boston. Because you don't really have as much drama around them, right? But with this roster and Jidset, they are doomed to fail. Just absolutely doomed to fail. This team's going to fall apart any second now. I can get positive again, though. I don't think I need to. But they have Smurf and Twilight, dude. They have a Smurf and Twilight. I can't put them that low, can I? Oh, that is the awful thing about Boston this year. I don't know how nobody else sees it. Like, I was watching the Plat Chat power rankings yesterday, and Jaws was, like, fighting for his life to stop them from putting Boston in, like, 9th. Like, this team is doomed to fail. What do you mean that you don't want them 9th or 10th? Like, what the fuck? This team is doomed. But what is this? 19, 18, 17. Is 16 too low? It is end of season. So here's my prediction. They'll have a decent stage 1, stage 4, and stages 2 and 3 specifically the midseason madness, which is a huge part of the season, and the playoffs will probably be horrible from them. So I think I'm feeling really confident actually in putting them below New York Excelsior, who have Creative and Fitz. And I really like Creative and Fitz. I really like Psycho, Creative, Fitz, Kellen as a core. The main support's a bit questionable. You have Shockwave for really good flexibility. But I actually kind of like that team. And I think if they get shit together, I want to put them in the next tier up. You know what? I think I will. NYXL don't have coaching, which is the problem with them. But I do like... NYXL just have the good juju. That's what they have. NYXL have good juju about them. I like to look at NYXL and be like, I want this team to win. Hang on. Hang on. Like they got the underdog vibe to them, you know? Like, looking at NYXL, I want them to succeed. I really do. And that's what's making me put them higher. But I don't know how good they can be. Because the league is so stacked this year. It's so fucking stacked at the top end. The bottom end is horrible. Like, these two teams... You know what? Shanghai doesn't get to be a real team. I've decided to demote Shanghai to the depths of hell. But every team here, I like. Minus, you know, Boston gets to be fucking in the depths of hell, but they're still going to be better than Valiant. I like... Are they? Oh, no, I'm not talking myself into putting Valiant over Boston. Do Boston go in the gates of hell? I mean... Boston are really... But they have Twilight and Smurf. There's no way they go into the depths of hell against... I mean, Crowy Seeker. Can they collapse that bad? Can they have a Titans level collapse? I don't think so. Actually, no, they can. I think they get to go in the depths of hell. I think they go to the gates of hell. I don't think I can in good faith rank Boston. Hello. I think I got it to work again. Hello. My webcam isn't working for reasons unbeknownst to myself. Okay, that's good. Now will my video capture device work? Ah. Close. No, okay. So webcam broken. I know what froze. My headphones broke. My headphones... Oh shit. Okay, no, I'm good. My headphones have a habit of yelling at me. Yeah, shut up, Mimi. Just goodbye. Goodbye. There you go. That's my webcam now. But yeah, I think looking at this bottom pack, I don't know who I like the most here. Like Washington have the best coaching, but I think Guangzhou might have the best roster. I think this bottom 6 is very contested. I think all of these teams can be the top. It feels wrong to put Seoul Infernal this low, but I don't like Fixa. Their coaching staff did only okay last season. Like Mag, I don't know how much faith I have in Mag. Oh, so it's like that, is it? Looks like I need to unplug this thing and plug it back in. I like Mag, but I don't know if I like Mag all that much. Zest and MN3 are the highlight for Seoul Infernal, but I don't know how much of a highlight they are when compared to like these other really good teams. Like Jimmy Choi Se-won matches that, I think, in my opinion. Hot take, but I do think that they can match up. Ah! Hi! I think they can match up to that level. I think Alpha Yi Flora doesn't look great, but they work really well off of each other's skill set. Like, Alpha Yi is your explosive, bombastic player who demands all of the resources, while Flora just kind of lives and provides decent value without taking resources away from your away from Alpha Yi. And the supports are also both pretty high resource, right? Not Flora, FD God and oh wait, I just realized the chat's not working, is it? Whatever. FD God and Teru, very high resource players that demand a lot from your team, but your tanks are fairly low resource in Mirror and Benbest, and your hit scan is very low resource as well with Flora. So I like the way that Justice have built their team. I think it's low-key very, very strong, and people are starting to give them a bit more respect, and I like it. But I don't know how much more respect they can get. You know, like, I don't know how much this coaching can do. I don't know if this is going to be a London... It might be a London-type situation. I think London... No, I can't put London down there. London is, at the very least, going to be very well coached. But I think this is where Toronto starts to enter the conversation, right? Like, we're at the middle point. This is where Toronto always ends up. Yeah, this is literally halfway through, right? Toronto comes into the conversation always about halfway through. Like, I'm going to reserve Dallas, Atlanta, Florida, Hangzhou, Shock for later. These three. You know what? I'm going to reserve... Yeah, no, I'll bring Dallas in the conversation to make people happy. I think Toronto's solidly worse than all these teams. I think if I had to rank these three teams, it'd be this order, personally. But I don't know if there's... Like, there's such a gradient here, right? Once you ignore the bottom feeders of the league, it's a very smooth gradient upwards. Like, once you get to, like... I don't think Seoul is next, but around this level, it's still a smooth gradient. London will be about the same as Washington. I think they're both very close. And Guangzhou... Seoul Infernal are very close. Seoul Infernal, London are very close. Vancouver, New York are pretty close in theory. Like, these are not bad teams. No team outside of the fucking gates of hell is bad next season. That's what makes power rankings so hard for me. Like, I could see Valiant taking a win off of every other team in the league given the right circumstances. That's just how it goes. my lowest ranked real team can beat anybody, in my opinion. Will they? Probably not. But they can. They have a chance to make something like that happen. That's what I love about this season, man. All of the quote-unquote bad teams could theoretically beat any of the quote-unquote good teams because of how smooth this gradient is and how much meta can influence things. I think next I kind of have to put Dallas. I didn't really talk about... I don't know if I talked about London. I still think Sparker's the best Western hit scan, although I think that means less now. I still do think he's moderately better than Kai, although Dante's much better than Hadi. Babel is better than Landon, although I think it's closer than I would like to admit. Lastro is for sure better than Skyripa, even if you want to say Lastro versus Babel, I think, or not Babel. Lastro versus Landon, then you have Skyripa versus Babel, and Babel's not better than Skyripa. Or no, Skyripa's not better than Babel. So, like, outside of Sparker, I think London are just out-muscled everywhere by the Gladiators, including coaching to a certain degree. I don't think Christopher alone with, I think, it's like Fisher, I think, is their other coach still. Let me double check. Commander X, okay. I don't think Commander X and Christopher are as good as Smash, Face, and Unter. I think that coaching staff is still one of the most unprecedented, incredible coaching staffs the league has. So I think that puts them above Spitfire, even though I do think Sparker is better than Kai. Then Washington, I already talked about. Toronto, again, they give me bad juju. I don't know what it is, but Toronto gives me bad juju. I don't know what it is. I think it might just be the history that Toronto Defiant gives that does it for me, but I think they just give me bad juju. Of these teams that remain, okay, this is a massive, massive shift from what I had before the Pro-Am, but Atlanta give me the bad juju. Like, losing to the Gladiators in the Pro-Am, Gladiators went on a really nice run, but that's not a good look, especially because they were trying to win. And then, like, Gladiators, or Atlanta, don't have real coaching. Like, their coaching staff is mid as fuck. I don't know if I'm giving them enough credit, though. Their roster still fucks. Oh god, am I gonna do this? I think I'm gonna do this. Oh, that just feels wrong, though. Oh no, that feels dirty. I'm gonna commit to it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna commit to that. I don't know if... Oh. It's so hard. Oh, God. Let me get this out of the way. I think that I feel much better about. Shock Florida Spark. But Seoul to Houston are so hard to rank, man. And it's not just the Pro-Am copium, some of it is that makes me want to put Florida so high, but they're genuinely a very well-coached team. I think this is too much copium, though. I think that I do feel better on. Oh, but then Hangzhou is second! Can I have Hangzhou at second and feel good about myself? Dude. This is so hard. Dude, like... It's so difficult. It is so unbelievably difficult. This is the hardest season to power rank of all time. I'm going to commit to that. I mean, people seem to think Boston's going to be fucking good. So apparently it is difficult to power rank this season. But, like, who knows what could happen down here. Vegas isn't moving up, I'll say that. But Shanghai could end up randomly up here. Boston's probably not moving up, but if they do, they're probably moving up there max. Oh, but Boston can just out-muscle teams. Oh my god. But how many teams can they out-muscle? Is it just Valiant? Is it only Valiant who do not have the muscle to beat Boston Uprising consistently? This feels dirty. Maybe Florida. No, Florida's right. Florida's fine at top 4. I think people are sleeping on them way too hard right now. Hangzhou at second, but who else? Who else could be second? Is it Gladiators? Is it Dallas? Is it the fucking Toronto? This is what I know. That's what I know. Let me make this more clear so it's not like... That is what I know. Somewhere, there is a break point where Valiant can no longer beat a team that is in their tier. The question is, where is that fucking break point? Is it Guangzhou? Is it Titans? Is it New York? Are Valiant just like in the fucking Chengdu zone? I think that's it. I think Valiant's in the Chengdu zone. I feel dirty. Titans have faith. Fuck, this chair's broken. I can't lean back so much. Like, Titans have faith, dude. I don't have faith in faith. But is faith so much worse compared to the rest of his competition than Sugar Free is better? And Punk is good, and Crimzo is good, and Aspire is great. Does faith make that difference? All the way down to... Ugh. Fuck, this is hard. I didn't anticipate to struggle this much. Like, I had a preset power rankings. I was like, hopefully I'll remember this. This feels good. And now just going back to this... It's so unbelievably difficult. It's so unfathomably difficult. I don't think... I think Toronto Houston is the other tier break that I'm missing. But New York could probably beat Hangzhou. It would take a certain meta. It would take the right stars to align. I think Toronto is the gatekeeper. It's so hard. I want to put Reign higher and lower at the same time. I think they're... Can I even move anything? This is so fucking difficult, man. This is so difficult. Are Soul too high? Void, Big P, Lil P, Krillin, Lee Sumin, I think they're too high. I think that's the problem, child. I still want to put them above Dallas. I still do want that. Oh, what are they above Atlanta? Gladiators are fucking 4th! Dude. Gladiators are 4th right now. It feels like a war crime to have them up there. After all of their downgrades, but they have... Like, if they go down, then Atlanta's inadvertently going up, and Seoul is probably inadvertently going up. Gladiators can't... Oh my fucking god. I think I'm going to rate this tier... No, I can't do that. It's so hard. It's so unbelievably hard right now. Did Streamland Labs freeze on me? It did. But Twitch is still going. Huh. That's strange. That's very strange. Man, I don't know. I could see any team above Toronto winning Grand Finals this year. I could see any team above Valiant making top 4 this year. Am I ranking end of season standings? Or am I ranking end of season power rankings? Or am I ranking playoffs? I think I'm ranking their overall standings. And I think... Atlanta bullies every team from Toronto down. But Houston, Gladiators, and Florida are all teams I could see losing a couple of games to teams they should beat. So I think Atlanta... But Atlanta could like get randomly upset by Washington. But they can't by Toronto. They can't by London. I don't think they can be upset by Washington, actually. This is one of the hardest I've ever had to think about anything. Dallas have Hanbin, Sparkle, Eddie, Bliss, and MCD. I think MCD is better than people are talking about, but not by much. I do think MCD could have peaks up at this level. He has like Grand Finals peaks, I think, but he has yet to have an opportunity to show them off. That's how I would describe him. But are those... Fearless versus Hanbin, I'd take Hanbin consistently. Pelican versus Sparkle, I think I would take Pelican. Happy versus Eddie is even. Shu and Violet versus Bliss and MCD. How do you beat that Houston Outlaws backline? Does Dallas still have aid? Dallas still has aid, and they still have Rascal. I think it depends on how much I think Fearless was necessary to their Grand Finals win, and I think he was absolutely necessary. But I don't think he was absolutely necessary for their overall season performance. Big P versus Sparkle, I think, is even. Big P's going to start slowing down eventually. Lil P versus Edison. Edison has a clear advantage. Do I have to move Soul down? Do I have to reevaluate? Leaving Hangzhou at second feels right. Leaving anybody at second will feel wrong. Leave and Shy versus Sparkle and Edison is close. Gushui and 12 versus Hanbin. It's not close, but in the opposite direction. So it comes down to Monk versus MCD, and in which I would take Monk every day of the week. And then it comes down to Langsa versus Bliss. No, it doesn't. I already said that I would take 3 Spark players over Dallas players, so... And their coaching staff isn't that much behind. Oh, this is so hard. Do I see Gladiators beating Houston again? I don't think so. For some reason that feels so much better. I think that's it. I don't think I can change this anymore and feel satisfied. So there you go. That's the official Time Monster Overwatch League 2023 Power Rankings. Screenshot it. Call me a moron. Don't feel good about this. I felt good about last year, and I felt good about the year before, but I don't feel good about this. What feels wrong here? First off, Shanghai below Vegas is absolutely insane. Like, I need to use up these extra tier breaks real quick. There we go. I think these three belong in the same tier as Valiant. Or those two belong in the same tier as Valiant. Fuck it. You know what? I'm the hot take, man. I'm going to commit. This is my official 2023 Power Rankings. This is it. No more alterations, no more edits, no more additions. That's it. That's fucking it, man. That's the best that this shit's getting anytime soon.